and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, my name is Kendall, and here we talk about all things makeup and all things makeup related, and it has been a minute since I sat down and filmed. I think it's been 2 weeks since I put out my declutter series, and for good reason. I broke myself. About a week and a half ago, I started experiencing some excruciating lower back pain, like right in the middle of my spine, shooting downwards towards my legs, my feet. Everything hurts, and I am still very much in pain right now. Before that happened, I wasn't feeling well around Christmas, so I've pretty much been bedridden the past few weeks. And I haven't really felt much like doing anything. But in doing nothing, I have done many a thing. And I will explain. So I thought I would sit down and just film myself doing my makeup and kind of talking with you guys about everything that I've experienced the past few weeks, because sitting in bed doing nothing, I have read some books. I have watched some TV shows that I thought I would never watch. And I just kind of want to sit down and talk to you guys about my feelings, my thoughts about everything. So I'm sure I put in the title what I'm going to be discussing today. So hopefully you find that interesting. I'm not going to do like an in-depth tutorial by any means, but I will have all the products that I'm using listed down below. And I just thought I would do my makeup while I talk, because as I'm sure you've caught on, I tend to talk with my hands. So if I'm doing my makeup while I'm talking, you're not gonna have to experience this the whole time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So like I said, I wasn't feeling very well over like the whole Christmas season, holiday season, and then I threw my back out. I don't know what I did in order to cause such excruciating pain in my back. My one dog, Daisy, if you watch my videos, I'm sure you know her. I'm sure you've seen her. She's a star. She has a bad back. And so I've been having to carry her up and down the stairs. And I'm assuming I picked her up the wrong way and it just caused chaos. So with that being said, I haven't really been able to do much of anything. I've been in a lot of pain and basically been in bed for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, which is not fun for me at all. If you don't know this about me, I love working out. That sounds so annoying, but I really do enjoy working out. I got a Peloton this time last year in January, and I've ridden it at least 6 days a week since. I love it. I love cycling, and I've been down for the past 2 weeks, and it's been driving me nuts. I hate not doing anything. For the first like day or two, it was kind of cool because I could just like lay in bed and do whatever I wanted, but it's starting to eat away at me. I actually started working out again. I tried doing just an easy leisurely ride on the Peloton a few days ago, and it was a really bad idea. I woke up the next morning and my back was just like, I was in tears. It was so bad. Anyway, so big news, I'm 29 now. I turned 29 on the 14th of January, so yay, we are 1 year older, friends. I'm in the last birthday of my 20s, which is crazy. I do not feel like I'm 29. I still feel like I'm, I don't know, like 22 or something. I just don't feel, like, I remember being younger and I would see like people that were 29, 30, and I think that they were like, wow, they're old. But here I am, and I'm like, no, you don't even know, no. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to go through and talk about every single product that I use, but this has been a remarkable product for me. If you have oily skin, don't even bother with this, but if you have normal to dry, this has changed the way foundation goes on my face. I used to get a lot of creasing, a lot of cracks. Foundation would kind of just like settle into lines. Not since I started using this, and this is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. Amazing. So while I'm letting that dry, I have to tell you guys about this book series that I've been reading because I am unwell. This book series has ruined my life for the better. My friend Sarah Jane told me I needed to read this book. She said it was a book series. I said, what's it about? I love to read. She told me what it was about, and I was like, that's the stupidest effing thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Stay with me. It's about fairies. It's about a fairy that turns into a wolf. It's about a huntress. I didn't want to read it, but I read the first 3. This is over 2,000 pages. I read it in a week. I like thrillers, okay? I'm not like a fantasy kind of gal, you know? I loved watching Game of Thrones. I tried reading the Game of Thrones books. It was too much. It was too hard for me to read. Wasn't into it. Not really into that kind of thing. But Sarah Jane, she told me, she was like, you have to read A Court of Thorns and Roses. So here's the first one, here's the second one, and here's the third one. I read all of these in a week. This first one, I started it last week. The third one, I finished it about 30 minutes ago. I'm not well. This is the best book series I've ever read in my entire life. The plot, to me, personally, sounded horrifically stupid. It's about fairies. It's about a girl who hunts a fairy, and I can't even tell you the plot itself in my head. I can't even explain it without 1, giving too much away, or 2, it just sounding really stupid. It is so good. It is the best book series I've ever read in my entire life, and I've read a lot. I'm an avid reader. I love to read. Oh my gosh. Think Beauty and the Beast meets The Witcher meets Game of Thrones meets Twilight. This series is everything Twilight should have been. It is wonderfully written. I am in love with the characters in this book. It is so good, and it is so spicy. So spicy. So these are the first 3 books in the series, and then these are the next 2. I already bought them because once I finished the first book, I just went ahead and bought the rest because I just knew I was too far in. I don't know why this one's so much shorter than the rest of them. The other ones are like 700 pages long and this one's only 200, which kind of makes me mad because I've been savoring these books. Like the third one, I was only allowing myself to read a certain amount of pages per night because I was like, I can't rush through this. I want to savor it. I love this book. I love the storyline. But I guess all good things come to an end. So anyway, the book series is A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR, as I found the kids are saying on TikTok, and it is by Sarah J. Maas, and I don't know, I'm obsessed. I don't know if she plans on writing more. I certainly hope so because it is the greatest book series I've ever read in my life. Please, please, if you take any advice, any piece of advice from me at all, please read these books. And with that being said, you can't just read the first one. Trust me. If you read the first one and you're like, I don't know, it's not really my thing. No, I don't care. Read the second one, okay? Look at me, look at me, look at me. Read the second book because it changes everything. Okay. Yeah, I really like it. And like I said, if you read like the synopsis of it and you're like, that sounds stupid, I was once like you, naive, had no idea. But look at me now, obsessed. So now that I got that off my chest, I have had a lot of time to watch some TV because I am not really a TV show watcher. Just not, I don't know, not really my thing. I love watching like YouTube videos. Like I could spend all day watching like makeup videos, makeup tutorials, YouTube content, but TV shows are just not really my jam. But I decided to start watching Bridgerton, and the sole reason I started watching Bridgerton is because of that Pat McGrath collection that she came out with. Now, I did not buy the collection because it sold out. But you bet your bottom dollar that I am on the waiting list if and when we get a restock because I want that palette. I was like, well, I feel like I should watch the show if I'm going to like be lusting over this makeup palette, you know? So I was like, I'll give it a go. I'll see what it's about. I did not think I was gonna like it because just, I don't know, something about shows like that, like period time shows, like period pieces like that. Is that what you would call them? Like a period piece? You know what I'm talking about. Not usually a fan. I thought it looked kind of boring. Boy, oh boy. I started watching that show on a Friday morning, and then 8 hours later, I had finished the show. Yeah, I binged it in one sitting. I fell in love with it. I thought it was so nicely done. I loved how they took modern elements and put it in the show. Something that I really, really loved that didn't really have anything to do with the storyline at all, but in like the ballroom scenes when they were playing music and they were playing like modern music with their violins and instruments. Like the first time I noticed it, they were playing Thank You Next by Ariana Grande on like their violins and stuff. And I just thought that was really cool. I really liked all the characters. The only thing I was kind of bummed about was I knew who Lady Whistledown was before like the end of the show. I'm not gonna spoil anything, so if you haven't seen it, don't worry. But I went on the Bridgerton Instagram just to kind of see, like, I think I was looking to see when season 2 was coming, like going to come on, because I didn't want to like get addicted to the show and then have to wait like 6 months for season 2, which I don't, because season 2 comes out in March, by the way. And one of the very second videos on the Instagram feed, no like spoiler warning or anything, was the character that is behind Lady Whistledown. And they were like, oh, how shocked were you when it revealed you were Lady Whistledown? And I was like, I don't know. It didn't like affect the show for me in any way, but it would have been cool to like find out and be shocked at the end, but whatever. I'm excited for season 2, but I'm pretty bummed that I saw my boy Simon, who plays the Duke, is not gonna be in season 2. And I was like, okay, just take the main character and not put him in season 2. That's fine. I guess it makes sense because the way they're doing the show is they're focusing on like a different Bridgerton sibling for each season. Or I'm assuming that's how they're doing it. Which is cool, but the next season, I guess, focuses around Andrew. Is that his name? I think it's Andrew. If not, no, Anthony. It's the oldest brother, and which is fine. But I swear, if they don't do something about his sideburns in season 2, they were horrible. I get like it's like with the times and it's like that time period, but can we do something about the sideburns? They're too much. They're too distracting, you know? But anyway, really liked Bridgerton. I'm glad I gave it a shot. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest doing so. Also pretty spicy. Not as spicy as A Court of Thorn and Roses, but pretty spicy nonetheless. And then with all this free time that I've had, I started watching Euphoria. Wow, wow, wow. Let me tell you, that show sent me on an emotional roller coaster. I've heard about Euphoria because it's advertised quite literally everywhere, but I just didn't know if I was gonna enjoy it because it seemed really intense, and it is a very intense show, but it's done so well, so well. I started watching Euphoria the day before the second episode of season 2 came out, so I was able to binge watch season 1 and then the next day have the 2 new episodes of season 2 to watch, so I'm all caught up. I can't imagine having to wait that long in between episodes for season 1, but I guess I'm now in that position because I'm all caught up, so now I have to wait another week for all these episodes to come out. I hate how they do that. I wish they would just drop all the episodes at once, you know, like Netflix does, but I guess it builds suspense. So it's a really good show. I really like it, but my only thing is, I'm like, all these kids are supposed to be in high school, and I'm like, in what world is this what high school kids, I mean, I don't know, maybe I just had a very sheltered upbringing, but I could never, like, where are all these kids' parents in this show, you know? I don't understand how they're all in high school. I could literally never even imagine getting away with that stuff. I could never. I was in like the theater department in high school, so I don't know if maybe I just didn't hang out with like the wild crowd. But I remember I had friends in high school that would smoke weed, and I'd be like, oh my God, I never did, but I knew people that did, and I thought that was like so scandalous and so like I can't even believe you can do that. And then I watch Euphoria and they're like doing all sorts of stuff. I don't know. It's just so wild to me, but it's a good show. But something that I find so interesting about it is all the characters piss me off. I've never watched a TV show where I don't like any of the characters. And I guess it's done on purpose, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure like everyone has like a favorite character, but all of them just suck. They're just they all bring out what seems to be like the worst in each other, and there's like not a character that I can look at and think, wow, they're a good person, you know, except for I think my favorite character is Lexi. And I think my favorite character is Lexi because she's like the most relatable to me. Like she, from so far in the series, she doesn't like get into any trouble or anything, and she's kind of just like the voice of reason. Not saying that I'm the voice of reason by any means, because I've had my fair share of idiot moments, but she just seems to be like, I don't know, the most grounded character, which I'm sure means that she's gonna have her moment in season 2, but I don't know, she's the most relatable for me, so I think she's my favorite. But I don't know, I have a hard time liking any of them. I love Zendaya's character, Rue. I think she does such a great job portraying like a struggling drug addict. If you know anyone in your life that is an addict or struggles, it's kind of refreshing in a TV show that they show those struggles. And it's because I feel like a lot of shows that I've seen where there's, you know, drug addiction and stuff, they make it seem, I don't know, like so black and white, and so like once you know, go to rehab and once you are out in the world and things are going good, like you're fine and you're not gonna, you know, relapse or anything. And I just think that, I don't know, it just shows a more realistic view of what it truly is to be an addict or go through addiction or know and love somebody that is an addict. And I don't know, I just think that's really, really cool to see them kind of like explore that side on TV, because I've never really seen anything like that in a TV show. But can we just all agree that the guy on that show sucks? What's his name? Evan or Tyler? Is it Tyler? I think it's Tyler. I don't know. The main guy that is dating Maddie, and then I don't know. He's the worst. I have never wanted to reach through the screen and just like a character more than him. He sucks. Also, real quick, look what I finally bought. I finally bought the Biba palette from Natasha Denona. I had some gift cards from Christmas, so I decided to go ahead and get it, and oh my goodness, I love it so much. So anyway, Tyler, or I think that's his name, I don't know, I could be wrong. He sucks, and spoiler alert, so if you haven't watched the second episode in the new season, season 2, I'm gonna give you a minute to skip past this part. Why are all the girls throwing themselves at him? He's the worst. He's abusive. He's manipulative. He sucks. His family is freaking weird. Then you have Maddie, who I know I said I didn't like any of the characters, but Maddie is definitely like growing on me. I like her character. You have her, who just keeps going back to him, which I get why they do that, to show like how, you know, manipulative relationships work and stuff like that. But then her best friend Cassie is, I think that's her name, the blonde one. Is her name Cassie? I think so. She literally backstabs her best friend to get with freaking Tyler or whatever his name is. And it makes me so mad because I'm like, why? I don't know. I guess I have to remind myself that it's just a TV show, but it just makes me mad. I don't know. But circling back to my favorite character, Lexi, I'm excited to see what happens between her and Fez, because I saw the way they were talking at that party. If you know, you know. There's something there. All right, I'm gonna throw on some of my Rare Beauty mascara, do something with my hair, and then I will be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. Like I said, I'm gonna have every product that I use linked down below if you were curious about anything that I have on my face. Thank you so much for listening to me literally just ramble on for the past 30 minutes or so, however long that was. I'm sure by the time you see it, it will be shortened. I just kind of wanted to sit down and chat. Obviously, I know this video is all over the place. This is not usually how I do my videos, but I just had a lot of things that I wanted to say about all these books and shows and everything that I've just been experiencing the past few weeks or so. Truly though, in all honesty, like if you have not read this book, please read it. Please read it and then come back to me and let me know what you think. But promise me, if you do read this one, you will at least read the second one in the series, because the second one, like I fell in love with the first one, but the second one like stole my heart. Like my heart belongs to this book series. It is weird. I've been trying to get as many people as I know to read this, so I have someone to talk about it with. So if you haven't read it and you decide to, please send me a DM on Instagram or just let me know down below what you think. Or if you have read this series, let me know what series I should read next. Like I said, I have 2 more books in ACOTAR to read. I have A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames. Hopefully there will be another book in this series after that one, but as of right now, there's nothing. So let me know what book series I should read after I finish these 2. I guess I'm really into like fantasy books now. I don't know. I just like realized that I'm now like one of those Twilight fan people that like dressed up. Also, they're turning this into a series. Like they're gonna turn this into, I think HBO is what picked it up. They're like in pre-production, like there's no cast or anything yet, but they're making this into a series. So I don't know if I'm excited for that or not, because you know when you have like a book that you love so much and it's like everything is in your head and you don't want anyone to ruin it or touch it, but at the same time I'm like, yes. And I promise that I have an actual life. It's just this past 2 weeks, this is all I had. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, for sitting through this video. If you did, let me know what you think. I will be back at it with more like makeup focused content. Like I said, I just really wanted to sit down and just kind of like chat, because I have been doing nothing the past 2 weeks. Pretty sure my back is still gonna be a little bitch the next few weeks. So hopefully I can fight through the pain enough to film some more videos to get up on my channel, but some days it's like I can barely get out of bed. So we will see. We'll take it from here, baby steps. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, I appreciate the heck out of each and every one of you that takes the time to watch my videos. You do not know how much that means to me. And with that being said, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.